Alright, so now what you just watched is actually a sneak peek of one of our songs from the story of tonight, which is happening in March. So now I know most of you might be asking, right, so what is TRC2020? Who is the Runaway Company, and why am I spending my Saturday evening at Library at Esplanade, right? So I'm here to answer all your questions. So TRC2020 is really a way for us to actually really a way for the Runaway Company to give all of you here an exclusive preview of our 2020 season. Now, this is actually the first time we're doing this, and it is very exciting to have all of you here with us. This is a wonderful, wonderful turnout, so thank you so much for coming down. The Runaway Company is a non-profit youth theatre organisation that is dedicated to telling stories through the integration of music and theatre. Now, as some of you may know, we actually started off as a small theatre collective called the Broadway Babies back in school. And we were really just a group of students who were passionate about, okay, I'm going to change my mic because this is like, okay, nice. Okay, so yeah, so we just started out because we were really passionate about musical theatre and we wanted to put up our own performances. So we actually staged our first musical review in oh my goodness, February 2017, called No Day But Today. And I think it was at this point in time where we realized that we had a community taking shape, a community of crazily passionate individuals who wanted to create their own work and tell their own stories. So we decided to take it a step further. We thought since we did a review, right, might as well do an original musical. So the very next year we did just that. So we had Runaway, which was our first original musical. It was a crazy ambitious project because everything from the lyrics to the score to the script to everything that was put on stage was done entirely by youths. And I'm very proud to say that we actually had a sold-out run of our musical at the Goodman Arts Centre Black Box in July 2018. And by this point we were like, wow, it's quite amazing. Like, people still wanted to do more productions, people still wanted to sing, act, compose, and write, design, crew. So we wanted the space that we created to be something that was permanent. We wanted this space for youth to create music and theatre independently to remain. We didn't want it to just go away because we saw how special it was. And that was really how the Runaway Company was born. So TRC actually officially became like 1 year old in September last year. And in that 1 year span, we actually have staged 2 productions. Firstly, we staged Void Deck, which is a jukebox musical in February 2019. It's a story about 6 childhood friends reuniting at the Void Deck to make music again. And we wanted to take things even further, and we wanted to experiment more with how music and theatre actually could interact on stage. And that's how we got to Wilderness for our August 2019 production, which actually really encapsulated the vision of TRC about telling the stories of our youths, because it was the first time we actually told the story that dealt with issues such as trauma and mental health in youths. And we were very privileged because we actually collaborated with the National Council of Social Services as well as Boys Town to learn more about the on-the-ground reality of these boys so that we could tell the story as authentically as possible. And we were also very lucky to have worked with SPH Foundation to provide free tickets to underprivileged youths for our show. And this was something that we worked really, really hard to do, because I think undergirding all of TRC is this idea that we wanted to make theatre as accessible for youths as possible. I think I speak for like some of us here at TRC when I say that some of us were very, very privileged to have had the opportunity to make theatre in school. You know, to get the funding, to get our schoolmates to come down and support and actually pay to watch us dance and sing. But most youths in Singapore don't have that. So their schools might not be having much resources for their drama programs. They might not be able to afford very expensive theatre workshops with professional theatre companies, or maybe they don't even have the requisite experience to even get into them. It's a high barrier to entry, and we really want to lower that. So for TRC, it's very simple. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter where you're going. Even if you don't want to pursue theatre professionally or music professionally in the future, we still have a space for you. As long as you have the same drive and passion to create music and theatre like the rest of us, you are free to join us. You know, and it's really about the fact that there is a place for you here to experience what it's like to create theatre and music independently. And literally, you can do this and join us all for free, which is like very rare. So you'll be seeing lots of cool performances tonight. And some of you who may want to join might think, oh, I don't feel like, I'm not that good, I may not be able to fit into this, but truth be told, that's what all of us thought. But, throughout our productions, we actually got better, we developed ourselves, we developed our skills, and we got better, and we're very dedicated to making sure that all the stories that we tell are of a good quality, and we constantly push ourselves to be better, which is why I am very excited about our 2020 season. So first up, we have The Story of Tonight, which is happening from 6th to 8th March 2020 at the Stamford Arts Centre. So we are going back to our roots for this one. We're actually staging a musical review about the dreams, lives, ambitions of youths. Next up, for August 2020 production, August 2020 production, I can't believe we're saying this, but we're actually staging another new original musical, which is really, really exciting. So the songwriting and script writing team have actually been really hard at work, and you'll be actually hearing a sneak peek of the original song later, so that's quite exciting. So I always say this, but to be honest, right, anyone who joins TRC is quite crazy lah. Like, in all honesty, nobody thought that a bunch of 20-somethings and teenagers can put out, wonderful, wonderful productions for everyone to enjoy. So many people have walked through our doors, people who are new to theatre, who can't read music, people who have been doing this for a long time, but all in all, we share this idea that we believe that this space should exist, because I think that without this space, none of us can really tell our stories.